headlines for the better part of this week, even as we peruse through the newspaper. Of course, a lot has been making the headlines, and that's the discussion we are having right now. Not even we shall be having, but we are having right now with two members of parliament. And I'll start with the member of parliament seated next to me, my immediate right. That is Bomula, member of parliament, Mwambu Mabonga. I got it right. Yeah, Mwambu Mabonga. Yeah. And of course, sitting next to Mwambu Mabonga is Honorable Member of Parliament for Tongaren, that is Eseli Simiu.
Thank you.
Welcome, gentlemen, Honorable Members of Parliament, to Morning Express. And let's begin with what has been making the headlines when we're talking about state of the nation. I'd like us to look at matters, the appointment of the several appointments that were made yesterday by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Let's begin with the one for the Inspector General of Police. So there goes out the Inspector General of Police, who's been taken to be a CAS for tourism. Let's start with that before we talk about his successor. Is he even, does he have the qualities of being a CS for tourism? Yet we know that he was in charge of security matters in the country. I'll start with you.
Well, Brenda, there is a way you can look at a public officer. And to my assessment, this is how I will actually, this is what I can say about Boynet. Boynet equally is an NSIS person, and he came into position of IG when there was a lot of terror attacks. And looking at his highest watermark, maybe, I may say he tried to bring down those terror attacks. So that is actually his highest moment, because that time actually we had a lot of problems with terror attacks. So that time when they shifted Mutyambai to the ministry, and he also came in, apparently there was good coordination. And secondly, maybe something that we can talk about is about recently attacks that we had at the city. You realize that it was much better coordinated than the last one that we had at Westgate.
Yeah.
That one I must give him credit. And maybe lastly is about the police reforms that he had just begun. You know, at times in these security forces or military, it's important to have one command, a chain of command. So actually that is what he has initiated. Maybe the person, his successor that is coming, we need to see how he's going to implement that so that we have a well-coordinated security.
All right.
But the lowest mark, I need to say something about that. One thing that Boynet, that actually will hound him the rest of his life is the way he handled Mikuna Saka. You know, at that time, you realize that, honestly, Mikuna, even if I may refer to the recent ruling, I think it was in December, the High Court ruling, that he did not lose
his citizenship.
Yeah. And Boynet went ahead to disobey even court orders. Yeah. You remember even being summoned in the court, and they were saying who will arrest him. His juniors could not arrest him. Yeah. That is something that will hound him. And now he's going to tourism. I don't know what he's going to do. That's how I can look at him. Okay. Yeah. And
Honorable Simiu, you know, if, as you respond to that, my question was, does he have the qualifications to be a CS for tourism? Because he's a man who's in charge, handling a lot of security matters. And as you also answer that, it looks like the president is so keen in having the Inspector General of Police of Kenya to be a person from the NIS, because the second appointee, Hilary Mutyambai, is also from the NIS.
I think the appointment of Mutyambai can be looked at as the president has lost trust in the rank and file of the police service. So he has to get somebody from an arm that he trusts, that he still trusts and feels they can deliver. And I think from the record of Boynet, the president is therefore confident to think that the people from NIS might deliver better than people from the rank and file. So while we've tried to do police reforms, but I think we've not really got to the root cause of the problems in the police service. The problems in the police service, I would narrow them down to just one thing, the way they are recruited. Okay. You want good people, have a better recruitment system. Okay. Otherwise, the way we recruit them, we'll end up with the wrong people, and that's why the president is unable to trust any of them to head